Hi guys, welcome back. We are on day 21, the tarot reading. This is for your heart chakra, guys. We're almost towards the end here. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time with this journey. For those of you that have followed me on over here from the journey, welcome. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys are just here for the tarot journey, thank you for coming on here. I appreciate you as well. It means so much that you guys would come on this video and spend your time with me. If you guys are hearing like, what journey are you talking about? Check out my channel. I'm offering a free 30-day challenge to help you guys align your chakras and heal the inner child within you to align yourself to your highest path of purpose. So it is a gift from source to you through me, and it is a life-changing experience. I have done it now twice. First on my own, and now the second time with you guys once I set this live, and it has been incredible both times. So please check that out. There's a video on there that gives you all the information you need to know, what you guys need to bring to the class, and what to expect. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today we are dealing with the heart chakra. The question for us today is, how can I cultivate more love in my life? So Source, how can the collective cultivate more love into their lives? How can the collective cultivate more love in their lives, Source? Thank you. How can the collective cultivate more love in their lives? How can the collective cultivate more love in their lives, Source? Okay, that one wants to come out. Thank you. How can the collective cultivate more love in their life, Source? Okay, thank you. How can the collective cultivate more love in their life, Source? Okay, thank you. How can the collective cultivate more love in their lives? Wow, all right. Sorry about that, guys. I almost went flying. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay, we'll see what's on the bottom later. Let's go. Let's get one oracle card on it, Source, for the collective. All right, they keep showing me this one, so went through the whole shuffle, and I knew that was the card they wanted. Don't matter. Just means I was to shuffle those for the next time. Let's see what we got going on here for you guys. Okay. Wow. Okay. Guys, with you and the reversals, like, I feel like this is a hard topic for everybody. Everybody wants love. But to heal, to get love means a long journey. It's a long road, and I don't know. It's not for the weary-hearted. That is for sure. So how can you guys cultivate more love in your life? Well, first of all, it feels like here that you guys keep getting involved in situations that are dead end. So whether that's friendships, family situationships, or love relationships, or even just work situationships, right? This could be coworkers, this could be a job, this could be an idea, a creative aspect within your life. You guys keep getting involved in these things and they just don't seem to go anywhere. And the reason being is because there's this huge emotional block that's being shown here. It has to do with being able to nurture yourself, to love yourself, to listen to that inner being. You guys are very malicious towards yourselves when you don't succeed the way that you think you should. And you guys have a hard time celebrating the moments that you do actually succeed. You don't see that as success. It's like you have this end goal in mind, and it's like as soon as you get that end goal, then it's like on to the next one, and you can't even spend time celebrating your success. And this is actually saying that you're not able to love yourself because of this, right? So you guys jump into things very quickly, and you don't think things through. And it actually, I mean, we're talking the wounded femme here. This is what's coming out. This is the wounded feminine energy that's coming through, like, so strong. And it's creating this situation where you guys don't want to look into the past, but you want to protect your future. And what you're not seeing, okay? What you're not seeing is that in order for you to have a solid future, you must look into the past to heal this wound. It could just be as simple as going back to when you were hurt and imagining giving yourself as that little child a hug and saying, it's okay. We don't need to act like this anymore. We don't need to be this way anymore because we're not in this situation anymore. It's okay. It's okay to let go. It's okay to not live this anymore. okay? But there's something here like, there's a dangerous feeling that's coming through here. There's something that's this like, every time that it even gets triggered, like you immediately shut down. A sense of repression here. There's a sense of heartache. Like I feel it in my heart, guys. I feel it in my heart right now. Like this is like heartbreak to the nines. Whether that was disapproval by a parent, or being neglected or ignored by a parent. This is the mother wound. So whoever was a mother figure in your life, they basically made you feel like you weren't worthy of love, and they couldn't nurture you. Could have been a Libra, a Taurus. It could have been a Pisces. We have a Cancer energy here, and we also have Leo energy out, and it could have been any of that. It does not have to be, okay? That's just for some of you guys a clarification or confirmation. But they're saying here that it's like you don't want to see this the way that it was. But your inner child is living it and how it was. To face reality means to be honest with yourself. And you've built up some sort of facade or some sort of mask that holds this all in check. So whether this is a tough exterior, whether this is I don't share my emotions, whether this is I'll never be vulnerable with another person, whatever it is, this is creating a lot of damage in your now moments, in the soul that you have right now that you're trying to nurture. And 777 is coming out here for you guys. It's like you guys want luck. You want to be lucky. You want to be able to manifest. And I think maybe you guys have researched a lot of manifestation tips, but nothing's really worked. And the reason why it's never worked is because you haven't healed this, and it's made you feel like you're stuck and there's no mental stability here. So the minute that this gets triggered, you guys immediately become mentally unstable. So this could be as like somebody that's betrayed you. Or so honestly, what they're showing me, okay, what they're showing me right now is you guys are in a relationship. Okay, and you guys don't have to be in a relationship. This is just an example. But what they're showing me is like in a relationship, you have to check the other person's phone because you don't trust them, because you've been betrayed too much. And say that they have a friend of the opposite sex. This could have been their best friend from childhood. There's still this immediate jealous moment that goes through you. And it's like your stomach drops down to your knees, and then you have to confront this person, and it's like you will not listen to them no matter what they say. That's what they're trying to show here. It's like no matter what this person says, you don't believe them. You don't believe anybody. You don't believe yourself, and you don't believe anybody. You have a problem with trust, okay? And to love means one thing. No, not what you're thinking. It's not about trusting other people. To love means that you have to trust yourself, okay? And this is so important to look at. You have to learn. It's not about whether or not you can trust them not to betray you. It is important to know that you have to trust yourself enough that you're going to know how to handle it in an adult manner. Not from this childish place of like, I have to defend myself. I have to defend my heart. I have to defend my ego. Right? This is very egoic energy coming through here. This is very much like, if I don't defend myself, then that must mean that I'm less than. By defending yourself in a situation, say if somebody betrays you by cheating on you, you don't need to say anything. But how do you defend yourself? You remove yourself from the situation. That is defending yourself. That's defending your honor. That's defending your right. That's defending everything about you. It doesn't mean it hurts any less, but you're defending yourself because you're not allowing that person to get away with it, i.e. you're not inviting them back into your life. You're not trying to reason with them why they chose to do this. You're not trying to understand why they chose to do this, because at the end of the day, there's no amount of explaining a situation that is going to bring in reason enough that you're going to accept. Because if this is not something that you would do, there's nothing that that other person can say to you that is going to convince you that they had a good enough excuse to do it. But you want to search for an excuse because it feels like closure. What they did is closure enough. They had a choice. They chose what they felt was best for them in that moment. It doesn't mean it was best for you. It doesn't mean it was best for your relationship. It means that that person had a very human moment and they chose what they felt at that time was the right thing. You don't know how it unfolded. You don't know how it played out. You don't know what went into it. And the other thing to keep in mind here is that when we want friends or family or loved ones in our lives, it means that we have to put their best interests in alignment with our best interests. Okay, and I already hear you, but I do that. I'm not saying you. If you're with somebody who cannot do that for you, even at their weakest moment, where they stop and they say, hey, what about the collective? What about my collective? Then doesn't that show you that that person will never hold your best interest with their best interest? You will always be separate. Okay, and that's what they're trying to say here. So how do you cultivate more love in your life? And again, this is just an example. But that was what they're showing me. It's like there's this jealous energy that's running through you right now. And it causes you to act. Like the minute you get jealous is the minute that you act. You kind of like blow up and you... I'm not saying it's not without reason. Okay, I'm not saying that. It is. It's you do have reason to do so. However, doing so is a very childish act in the way of we've never actually got into the act of discussing this as an adult. You were never shown that as a child, right? And that's what they're trying to say here with the cards. It's like there's this you stop developing mentally when you were hurt at a young age. That's everybody. Okay, that is everybody. That is why you can... Well, everybody does that, I know. And everybody walks off a cliff. Does that mean that we have to follow them? In reality, no, it doesn't. It means that you can make a conscious choice. It doesn't mean that you're going to change overnight. But you can make a conscious choice to love yourself here. And that's the thing. How do you cultivate more love in your life? You want love. You want equal give and take love. You want to be seen as someone that's wonderful and exciting and lovable. Yet you want someone else to see that in you, and you're having a difficult time seeing that in yourself right now. So my question is how are you going to ask someone else to see that in you when you don't see that in yourself? And giving that away to somebody doesn't make a difference. It's like you're asking someone to do something that you yourself aren't willing to do. So here they're saying this is a trigger alert for you. This is going to be a hard reading to get through. Why? Because this is talking about a lot of those triggers that come out. And only you guys know how you act when things go like this, okay? And sometimes it's such a trigger response, right? The minute it happens, you just immediately go into how you've always been. That doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you childish. Like what I'm saying, the act of itself is childish. It doesn't make you childish, okay? There's a difference here. And that's what you have to see. It's like, oh, wow, maybe I do act childish in that moment. Maybe I'm trying to defend myself, my honor, but instead of defending my honor and saying, you know what, I'm not worthy of this, I'm going to remove myself. Right? It's like putting the gold with the beat up, rusted old parts. Are you going to leave a piece of gold there with the beat up, rusted old parts? It doesn't belong. But is that gold going to try and defend its honor? No, it's going to keep shining. Do you see? And then when you move it, it shines on its own. It doesn't need those rusted old parts. But somehow in this, you've let this person are these people put a cover on your shimmer, on your lustrous glow. And in doing so, they shine brighter because you're sitting amongst the rust. And it's like you want to be there, which I understand, but is it truly the best thing for you? And I can't answer that. I can't say yes or no. The cards can show me what the situation is currently. How can you cultivate more love in your life? By seeing your own shine, by seeing your own glow, by understanding your worth. You're so spiritually beat up right now and you feel defeated. And you don't want to make a choice. I think you know you have to make a choice, but you don't want to. There's this energy of indecision that's coming through right now. And this is a big deal, guys. Whatever you're dealing with, if you guys are here from the journey, it means that we're digging up really old stuff here, okay? But you guys know you need to make a decision, and it's just really hard to make that decision. Okay, it's not easy. And, you know, I've had decisions like this that I've had to deal with, and it's not easy. And sometimes it takes months before you get the courage to say enough is enough. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, somebody's very overbearing in your life. What's peeking? What's peeking? Something peeking out. Oh, the King of Wands upright. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, the king, that's the one they want. So you guys have a choice. I love it when Source is confirmational like this. Literally, we have the Two of Wands here. Okay, and the Two of Wands is actually in reverse. And my Two of Wands in reverse says you have to make a choice. Okay? At its nitty gritty, that's what it says. You have to make a choice. And the King of Swords is right next to it. Well, what do you think that really is asking you? It's asking you to be honest. And to be honest and defend your own right. You know, the King of Swords in my deck, he's the one that's actually prepared for battle. He's the only king that is prepared to go to battle. He is like dressed to the nines. He's got his weapons out and ready. He is ready to go in and fight. But it's not fight in the way that you think. It's not to argue with people. He says what he needs to say. He's very succinct and gentle about it, and then he does not retract on that. So if you're saying, oh, cheating is a deal breaker for me, then you've retracted on it when you've asked that person to come back in your life because you're afraid of the abandonment. Do you see what I'm saying? The King of Swords would say, hey, I told you when we first got together, cheating is a deal breaker for me. And if they go in there, but, no, there's no buts. You knew when we got together, cheating was a deal breaker. So this deal that we have is broken. It's no more. It doesn't exist. There is no us anymore. There is you. And then there is me. And me is taking myself out of this equation. Okay, whether that's you packing their bags, you packing your bags, it doesn't matter. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he shows up in this strength saying, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. That's it. You don't have to explain anything past that. This was a deal breaker. There's no need to ask why. There's no need for an explanation on either side. What's done is done, and no explanation will ever put your heart at rest. It happened, and there's nothing that can change the hurt that's going on inside, okay? And it doesn't have to be with cheating. This could just be with the way people treat you. This could be friendships, right? This could be the way that your family comes at you, like they don't support you. But this is the example that they're giving me, and they're showing me, wow, you guys got 3 kings coming out here. This is crazy. So what they're showing, and all the kings are in upright. So this is saying that you guys have to take action to heal your wounded feminine. Okay, like they're being really, really, really straight about this. It's like, look, the wounded feminine is winning. Okay, and the wounded feminine says, I have to defend myself. I have to make myself heard. I have to make myself known. I have to understand. And the king's coming out with this masculine energy saying, you don't have to understand nothing. What I understand is it happened. What more do I need? Nothing. No explanation, no apology, no nothing. You know it happened. Don't let the wounded feminine win, because the wounded feminine is going to get you back into a situation where somebody's going to be overbearing and they're going to think that they can pull one over on you every time. Okay, and you want love? Well, if you want love in your life, the only way to cultivate more love, and this came out underneath the King of Cups, okay? Guys, I can't with you. This is crazy, okay? It's saying that if you guys want more love, the only way to get it is to stand firm by your values and your virtues and your beliefs, not in trying to figure out why people hurt you. There's no explanation. A person hurts you because they're hurt. That's it. That's the only explanation you need. Hurt people hurt people. Guess what? They hurt me. Why? Because they're hurt. Guys, I've been there. I've been there trying to get an explanation, trying to understand, spending months in agony and terrorizing myself. Like, why did this happen? Finally, it's like, you know what? I don't know why. I don't know what their reasoning was. I don't know why they felt they had to do that. But the only thing that I could come down to is that in that moment, they made the best decision for their life that they could with what they had. That doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it easier to let go. But that's what they're saying here. The wounded feminine is winning because she always wants to know why. And I'm not saying that that's a woman's trait. I'm just saying that's the wounded femme within all of us. Men can have this too, where they're just trying to constantly get an explanation as to why somebody did something in their lives. Be a man. Be a masculine. Don't be a man. Be a masculine. Be a strong masculine and say, look, the succinct way to go about this is you did what you did. I said what I said. And we're done. Bye. You ever see a guy cut off a girl? Like, he don't even think twice. A woman cheats on a guy and most likely you see it. It's done. Zip, zap, bang. It is over with. Right? They don't even think twice about it. They're not trying to be like, why did you do this? Why? It's more or less like, oh, okay, that's what you did. All right, well, this is over. Be succinct. Don't sit here and try and figure it out, okay? 2222 coming out. I'm done. You know what came out, guys? Emotions. What more can I say? Like, we're talking about love. We're talking about the heart center. But right now, you want more love in your life. But this is an action. This is something that you guys can take action on, healing and understanding. You don't have to figure out why everybody in your life hurt you. They just did. They just did. It just happened. It happened to make you a stronger person. You want a reason? Shoot, live on that reason, guys. It will change your life. You know why you hurt me? You hurt me to make me more resilient. You hurt me so that I could love deeper. You hurt me to make me stronger. And you hurt me to make me a more aligned person. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. If you want a reason, live on something like that. Don't try to figure out their why. Because their why will never make sense to you because it's not your perspective. It's their perspective. So we have number 12, emotions coming out here. It is time to acknowledge and release suppressed emotional energy in a positive and constructive way. That is the best line for this reading. Like, I couldn't have come up with it better. Like, that's it, guys. Just simple, short, and sweet right there. This is what you got to do. Emotions and feelings assist us in navigating our way through life. They are fundamental to determining the health of our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Many people suppress their emotions for fear of being consumed by them. Neglected, stored emotions create volcanic pressure within, which can be detrimental to one's energy and body. And isn't that what we talked about here? This is very, very abrasive energy here. This is like volatile at its core. Spirit is encouraging you to allow your emotions to flow in a safe space for you. Express your emotions. If you are sad, then cry. If you are angry, then be angry. Acknowledge and truly feel this process. Observe the emotions that are being released and ask yourself, from where do these reactions and emotions stem? Perhaps past memories and experiences are overlaying the current experience and increasing its emotional impact on you. It's so easy to overlook the tight grip these denied emotions have had on you until they are released, right? You're doing the best that you can with what you know how. Again, sometimes it's subconscious, guys. It's not like you consciously know what's happening. It's just a response or reaction. Okay, channeling these emotions in a positive, constructive way rather than ignoring them allows you to free yourself of the emotional baggage within you. This act of releasing enables you to be present, to enjoy the magic and awe of your everyday miracles. It's easy and tempting to resist these unpleasant emotions, but the only way you will be free of this suppressed energy is to walk through the emotions. Writing down your feelings, releasing your emotions to nature, or talking with someone you trust are just some of the many ways you can dispel this pent-up energy. Be gentle and compassionate with yourself during this process. This is connected with the sacral chakra, and it says, Great Spirit, please guide me through this process of cleansing and releasing with love. Yeah. Be kind to yourselves. You don't have to beat yourself up for this. Like, this is just, guys, I've been there too. Shoot, I was the worst. I have to have your passwords because I don't trust you. I was the worst. Like, it was crazy, guys. Like, I mean, I'm not the worst person. It was just like what I experienced when I was in my younger days and when I was in relationships, because I got cheated on by every guy I was with. And I was in some very serious sexual abuse situationships, and I just didn't trust anybody. And so I had to know every movement of every day of who I was with. And that's not a relationship. That's not love. Like, that's just not love, guys. And that's, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to really be the one that says, wow, like, yes, I was in a toxic situation. Yes, they were toxic for me. But admitting that I too was toxic for them. Right? When it's a toxic relationship, there's so many people out there trying to sell this idea. Oh, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them. But we need to look at our own toxic traits and heal them so that we stop inviting toxic situations into our lives. On the bottom of the deck, be fearless. Number 3, and we had 12, which is 3, right? I love this. So let's read this one a little bit. This lighthouse on here. It's such a cool picture. We'll read a little bit from this one. So 3 is a very powerful number for you guys, and 3 is the number of creativity. It also means that your angels and your guides are walking with you, okay? You're not alone. Do you really want to look back on your life and see how wonderful it could have been had you not been afraid to live it? That's by Caroline Myss. Has fear been holding you back from pursuing your dreams and following your heart? And what are we talking about? The heart chakra. Do you hold a fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of change, fear of making a mistake, fear of what society may think, or fear of life and death? The fear of failing can be immobilizing, and many wonderful opportunities are missed because of it. It serves only as a wall, stopping you from living a joyous life. Fears are usually born from something you've seen, heard, or experienced personally. Send the shade within you love, understanding, and compassion. You are stronger than you realize. Take the next step and live your life fearlessly. This is connected to the base and the sacral chakra. It says, Great Spirit, give me strength to embrace the fears within me with love, compassion, and light. It's so important that you guys love yourself in this time and give your guys a self space to let these emotions flow from you. Right? To let it be free. If you keep holding on to them, they're going to create a lot of obstacles in your life, a lot of things that you don't want to keep going through. I'm not saying that once you heal, you'll never go through anything like this. That's not the truth. But when you heal, what happens is that you're able to show up from a place of peace and inner harmony, and that changes the way that you see the world around you, which gives you space to show up in a calm manner rather than spending all night screaming at the top of your lungs, waking up and taking 2 days off of work or 2 days out of your life because you don't have a voice anymore and you've been crying your eyes out. I'm not saying you won't cry your eyes out. However, when you do cry, you will release the pain that's been caused here, okay? It won't just be buried down deep somewhere else with something else, compartmentalized with all those other hurts. I love you guys. Okay, I'm so sorry that this is what's going on in your life. To cultivate more love, to deal with this, to have to walk through this, it's not easy. I promise you, though, you're not alone. Ask your higher self for guidance here and ask your angels to help guide you if that's something that you do. Okay, and just know that, I'm here with you guys on this journey, this 30-day challenge, and that's exactly what it's designed for, is to deal with situations like this, even if we don't know that we're doing them. Sometimes it takes us actually healing to understand, wow, I was acting really crazy, or holy moly, I never knew I did that. Okay, and that's okay. We're human. You're human. I'm human. I don't expect you to be perfect. I don't. And no one else should. And you shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect. Okay? I'm sending you guys light and love. And I will for sure see you here back tomorrow. Okay? Bye, guys.